Day 2079. And uppance come. Oh dear, oh dear. Well, we made it through the day, and Advance didn't really grill me, right? So it's been a few hundred days after the last broadcast already. You once again find yourself sitting inside Bozeman's office. Everything is pristine and orderly, just how the fastidious man likes it, though it's rare for him to be late. The door opens behind you, just as you start to imagine the reasons why. Ah, Alex, thank you for waiting. It's been almost 6 years since you started working with us, Alex. A lot has happened in that time. From the unfortunate incident with Mr. Donaldson to the disrupt attack on this very building. He pauses to look at you. You meet his gaze. What the hell is this? And the work you've done in that time has been exceptional. Not to mention your dedication and enthusiasm around the office. So, I'm delighted to inform you that you've been approved for a promotion. As of today, you will now be a senior broadcast engineer. Bozeman is beaming at you now. After 6 years, I finally got a promotion. Oh my god. Thank you. Of course, in addition to the pay raise, the role comes with additional responsibilities and you'll have to work longer hours going forward. But you'll now be the primary engineer for weeknights, and in time, we may even put you in charge of engineering more shows for Channel 1. You've a bright future ahead of you, Alex. Congratulations. Oh, maybe we'll do a little bit better in terms of our wealth then, huh? He proffers a hand to shake, and you take it. Now, get back to work, said with a smile. You're pretty sure he's joking. But it is Bozeman after all. So you thank him again, and head back to your studio. You might be able to start working on other shows? What could the future hold? I'm busy enough with the news as it is. Isn't the news basically the most important show already? Maybe not for this advanced government. 2303, a foregone conclusion. I still have debt! Yeah, this doesn't really change in the text sections, only at the end of broadcasts. It's late. It's been snowing all day, and unlike everybody else, you've stayed inside as much as possible, keeping warm. Normally you enjoy the snow, but today it's been nothing more than an irritant. Still, tomorrow you've got the day off and might actually be able to enjoy it. So this is our new house then, and it looks... it's like an apartment, smaller than what we had before, but hey, if it's just me and Sam, it's fine. Sam always get excited when they see the snow. When they were younger, they'd always wrap the kids up and take them out to play in it. It's been a while since that's happened though. The new place still doesn't feel quite as cozy, especially as you can't afford to put the heating on. What about my promotion? Sam bustles in from the cold, carrying some groceries. I could use a hand, please. Lots of stairs from here to the car. Their arms are full, and they're clearly struggling to get everything to the kitchen. But then, you have been at work all day and they've spent most of it at home as usual. This is a trap. No. Oh, sorry, of course. I'll be right there. As you rush over to help them with their bags, Sam shoots you a grateful smile. I got most of it. There's just a couple more downstairs. You head out, getting most of the way to the lift before you remember it's out of order. When you grab the bags, you realize Sam has picked up everything to make fajitas, your favorite. Clearly, it's not all bad. You forget the weather and the unpaid bills as you cook in your delightfully tiny kitchen, laughing together like you used to. For the first time since moving in, you think, as Sam flicks sour cream across the table at you. You're making happy memories again. Money isn't everything. Yeah, I feel like this is a great lesson to learn. At first, evil Welonz strive to make as much money as possible because I want to keep my family well fed and all that. But after everything we've been through, hey, maybe we learned that money might not be the most important thing. If I was rich and my daughter was alive, that would mean nothing, right? So having a loss like that, maybe it's opening my eyes slowly to the other things out here. Not really. I mean, we still have a little bit of debt, but at least we're not drowning in it. Gotta work harder at work? I don't know. 23:40. A time for reflection. It's been over 13 years since your dad died. You've visited his grave a few times since then. Normally during times of stress, or when you're trying to figure something out, or when you just want some peace and quiet. Today is no different. You feel Sam's hand on your shoulder, giving you a reassuring squeeze. You're grateful that they're still here with you. Just having them by your side always seems to make things easier. The call of a raven catches your attention as it flies away. Charlie was only 8 when his grandfather died. He didn't really appreciate how big the loss was at the time, but as he got older, you did your best to pass on what your dad taught you. But now he's all grown up, he's actually starting to teach you, which is strange, but in the nicest way. You're proud of the man he's now become. Am I? Am I? Oh. She was only 20. She might not even have been 20 because she was 19 when the game started, and then I don't remember hearing about her birthday. Oh, but we gave her the money for her birthday, right? That's the whole point of the vacation, I think? Susie. Poor Susie. What you wouldn't give to have her back, even just to argue with you. She just wanted to explore the world. So curious, so full of life. Until Liberation Night. Everything changed then. So many lives destroyed. You've always had your ups and downs with Chris, but that doesn't mean they deserved. If you hadn't given them your passport, they'd be safe. And Sam was so happy about it at the time. The choices we make, the best laid plans. Passionate traveler missed always. But if you view it like that, if Chris and Susie were still around, I think financially we would be struggling even more. I know it's very cold-blooded to think about it like that, but it's what happened, and you know, in hindsight, I think we probably would have struggled even more. Taking your mother to the transition center was a difficult decision. Maybe the hardest of your life. You're still not sure if it was the right one, but she's definitely not suffering any longer. And at least she and your dad are together now, whatever happens next. It'd be nice to have her here with you, though. Yeah, I don't even know how long she was at the transition center for, because... yeah, they might have just... oh my god, I don't want to think about it. You turn away and wander in the direction of the car. You can't control life. What happens, who lives, and who dies. All you can do is keep going, and see what gets thrown at you next. What is life, if not a series of little decisions that define us? And we'll never know which ones would take us one way, and which would bring us here. Oh my gosh. You're right though. One thing that's a little bit hard about this game is it's hard to tell the loading tip guy is off. It's hard to tell where the branches are sometimes. Like if we see a specific clip, we don't really know that there are alternative clips until we look into it later on, right? 7 years since the election.
Alex, good evening. That time again. Best not to focus on the problems and all that. Let's just get started. But just so you know, the problems with your equipment continue unabated. Locked buttons, screens flickering on and off, sparks and the like. I'm sure you'll manage without issue. Oh, and don't forget, you've got free reign of the SFX buttons now. Make sure to use them to keep the show lively. Cheers.
3 tapes, 3 slots. Not much to think about. Disrupt have returned. I want to play that one first.
What have you got me?
Nothing, Colin.
No, come on, seriously. Not even a cake.
I'm sorry, no.
So this never really came into a thing, right? We never really had to manage the electricity that much.
Big smiles.
I've actually gained a year. I celebrated 44 last year, but it's actually this year.
Territorial anthem.
44.
Whoa!
Going in 5, 4, 3.
Good evening. evening and welcome.
Spice it up with some audience responses, Alex.
Tonight. I'm Megan and I'm joined as always by the inimitable Robin and Patrick. How are we?
Well, we have got so much going on tonight. I'm excited.
I'd say I'm about a 12, Megan.
On the excitement scale?
Yeah, exactly. We have got so much SoCo stuff coming up.
We sure do.
SoCo.
We have celebrity chef Jordan Rankley, who will be cooking up a storm.
We'll be announcing the winners of our big competition, Visions of the Future.
And we'll be joined by a very special guest for a game of Wheel of Truth. And I'll even be showing you how to make your own Leaders' Day gifts. We've got all of that and so much more tonight on The Nightly Show.
Here we go.
We are not just soldiers. We are doctors,
Got a new title card.
scientists, and poets. We are all these types because we are you. We will look for the truth, and unlike this channel, we will show it to you.
Well, Patrick.
You'll hear some frightening things about this government.
Patrick and Robin moving
They are
up.
chilling, and they are true. We have the evidence. Understand this.
Barbara.
There is something wrong with the food.
Oh, I don't think this is the news. This is one of those other shows.
Let's have some applause on the way into the next section.
Paces by Chef Jordan Rankley. But first, we know you love them, so Robin's going to give us an update on our lovely Nightly Show pets in Pet Corner.
Splendid, that's the ticket.
Well, Megan, first up we have our hamster, Lord Cheeks. Now, he's a squat
The one in the title card?
with the scientific name Adipem stultus, and he lives here with us in this cage. Hamsters love hoarding, and they actually have special pouches in their cheeks for storing food. He loves carrots, apples, and chewing tobacco. Now, hamsters are nocturnal, so we'll do our best not to wake him up. But let's just see if we can. Well, the door has been left open. It looks as though Lord Cheeks has actually gone for a little wander. But I'm sure he will be around here somewhere. In the meantime, let's say hello to our tortoise. Now, after last month's viewer vote, she is now, of course, called Slow Barbara. And don't panic, even though it is December, Babs here doesn't actually hibernate. Let's say hello.
Oh.
She's sleeping. Oh, Babs. Oh. Oh.
Is she dead?
Those are our
Oh
Nightly
no.
Show pets. Megan, both alive and well. Back to you.
Don't forget the SFX buttons.
Checking on them, or some very similar animals at the same time
Ooh.
tomorrow. Now then, I hope you're hungry, because if not, you're about to be. Patrick Bennett is with Chef Jordan Rankley, and they're going to be showing us how to knock up a delicious apple pie.
Barbara's
Okay,
dead.
Time to go. Into the kitchen.
That's right, and I'm joined here by Chef Jordan Rankley. Welcome to the Nightly Show kitchen. How does it compare to the kitchens you're used to?
I love the colours. It's vibrant. It's fresh. It's shame about all the arsons. Yes?
Sorry?
What?
So, you own 6 restaurants, you've been awarded 9 Ballon d'Or across your career, and you've worked alongside the best chefs in the world. Tonight you've got me. Oh, are you worried?
Am I fucking worried? Are you worried? Are you fucking worried?
Yes. So,
Potty mouth.
what are we making today, chef?
So, we've got a family over for Leaders' Day. They're hungry. We're going to make them a delicious apple pie.
Ooh, lovely.
It's got sweetness. It's got the acidity of the fruit, and then get the richness of that pastry. Incredible.
Wow, okay, so where do we start?
So, we've got to start by making our filling. So, we've got about 1 kilogram of fresh cooking apples here. Fucking beautiful. And we're going to slice these up perfectly. And then straight into the pan.
So, your new show, Demon Kitchen Heart Eater, starts on Friday here on Channel 1. So, tell us about that.
So, teams of young chefs come into my kitchen, and one by one I destroy them emotionally. And if there's time, I teach them some basic knife skills. Fuck me, Patrick. What are you doing?
What?
Shit. Is that how you cut? Fuck, you'll lose a fucking finger.
Oh, don't worry, I've got spares. Right, so,
Gee, I wonder who this person could be in real life.
Whilst we make the pastry? Yeah.
Yep. Bowl. Yeah? Okay. Sugar. Butter. We mix that together, and then whole egg.
Okay, egg.
What?
What are you doing, you fucking donkey? Are your brains the size of that fucking egg?
Oh, no, chef.
No. Shit. Right.
Shut up!
Mix that with a wooden spoon and work in that flour, okay? Work that into a nice ball of dough, just like that.
So, what does the notoriously fierce Jordan
Having a
likely
breakdown.
do to unwind?
Shit, Bez. What's that? What is that?
Well, it's a bit lumpy.
Lumpy? It could fucking pass for a sack of spuds. Touch that. Touch it. Yeah? Pathetic. That goes into chill. Now, we're mixing our filling.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Apples, sugar, cinnamon.
So, you own 6 restaurants.
Looks delicious.
5 territories. Which is your favourite?
Are you mixing that or fucking it? What? Are you going to light a candle? Take it out to dinner? Fucking mix it for fuck's sake. Right, now we're rolling out 2/3 of our pastry. Bit of flour into the dish.
And the filling goes next, right?
Absolutely right. Lovely. Then we're taking the remaining pastry, rolling that into a round, and that goes on the top. Beautiful.
Lovely, okay.
Right. Brush a bit of water.
Interference is fast today.
Beautiful. Now press gently all the way around. And we're cutting 5 slashes very carefully for the steam. And then brushing the whole thing with a beaten egg.
Lovely. Okay. Egg.
Oh God.
Ta-da! What do you think?
Oh my God. You, come here, you. That's a disgrace. I'd rather jam my eyeballs up my fucking arse than look at that. I'd rather use my tongue to tie my shoes after the fucking shit-kicking contest, do you understand?
Then it goes in the oven for 45 minutes.
Oh, put your fucking head in the oven while you're at it. Useless. You! Come here, you! You're the worst fucking thing to happen to food since cyanide. Do you know that? I tell you what. Fuck off! Get the fuck out of here! Fuck off!
Yes, okay.
Oh, I kind of missed the first
Why
one.
don't I do that? Let's go now to Megan and Robin, who will be announcing the winners of our competition. Visions of the Future.
A bit more audience reaction would be nice, Alex.
Well, that looks delicious.
That kind of encompasses everything about why I don't like watching those cooking shows where people start yelling at everybody.
So, Robin, look at all these amazing entries to the Vision of the Future competition.
Yes, we challenged you to show us your predictions of the future, and we were just inundated with entries, weren't we, Megan? From wacky inventions to global problem solving, they are all amazing, and we had the best time looking through each one.
It was so tough narrowing it all down, so we have some amazing runners-up. In 3rd place, drum roll please.
Oh dear.
We have Hamish, who's 3 from Lunwelly. He calls this still life and the future.
I can't do
of God,
one.
and it really blew us away. Just look at the line work here, and I can really feel every passionate stroke of the brush.
If you look here, you'll see a beautifully rendered, what I thought at first was
Face?
a smiley face, or perhaps a cat. But I think if you really look, you'll see it's actually a representation of the seeming futility of death through the eyes of the living.
Oh.
He's also chosen to just leave a lot of it blank, which I think is really interesting. If you know Hamish and his work, of course, he loves focusing on the negative space rather than the image itself.
Stunning, absolutely stunning, and such talent from one so young, Megan. But next up, we have our 2nd place entry. So in 2nd, drum roll please, we have Keith, 41 from Dungleys. Keith, we were sort of aiming this towards our younger viewers, but still, he has sent in his idea of the future, which he's calling Ravaged Earth.
Indeed, he says, and it's really rather detailed notes, deprived of basic resources, society will resort to a brutal system of weekly battles to the death where only the victor may breed. He also says at the bottom here, either that or about the same.
It's the Hunger Games.
But maybe a bit worse.
I really love his attention
But
to
every week.
detail. You can see the sort of gladiatorial arena, and then what I can only assume is Keith.
What's he saying?
Pulling off this chap's head and shouting, "Come back to me, Linda!" Oh, Keith. Maybe if you spent more time outdoors and less time entering children's competitions, she might not have left.
Whoa!
Special one there. And finally, of course, it's time to reveal our winner. All our runners-up will receive a day out at an inflatable Happy Land on an industrial estate just off the A40. Sorry about that, Keith. But our lucky winner will win the chance to spend the day at the Department of Change to see how our teammates are actually making the new future a reality every day. And the winner is, drum roll please.
Peter Clement. I didn't like him much. I thought his man of the people act was just that, an act. But in the 6 years since he's been gone, I started to wonder if he was the only thing keeping the brakes on the team. And I'm wondering if Julia Salisbury realizes that when she reflects on his passing. Or worse, that she knew all along. Because then, of course, it's not reflection.
Getting involved in the party.
I'm still dutifully doing my edits.
In what I can only assume is an ominous sign of things to come. Lovely, Lola.
Well, if our winners have inspired you to make some artwork of your own, do keep sending them in, and yours could be displayed in our gallery.
Well done again to everyone who took part. We're going to take a break now, but when we come back, we'll be playing the Wheel of Truth and making some lovely homemade gifts. Don't go away. We'll be back after this.
Right. From what I can tell, the vision mix is getting even worse for wear, Alex. I expect things will be more challenging in this next segment, so be careful. Don't take any unnecessary risks. Not like what we're putting out actually matters anymore.
Even Bozeman is saying this. Wow.
But there are those who would seek to separate and destroy us.
They think they can infiltrate
Thank you.
us, that they can drive apart our bonds of family, friendship, and community.
But we see them, moving among us, clear as day, sowing division, undermining our lives and threatening our achievements.
They use freedom of speech to justify their discriminations.
They use tradition and history to justify their need to oppress.
They want more than their fair share.
They put themselves before the team.
In a disrupt world, they would decide what women do with their bodies.
Whoa.
They would decide what kinds of relationships are natural.
They would exploit the vulnerable for personal gain.
And they would eradicate betterment in exchange for a noose.
They see themselves and their narrow view of life as the default, as the status quo, predetermined and inevitable.
Bit of an interesting point to bring up though, like is there any homophobia under advanced, any sort of that bigotry? Or do the rules say no homophobia allowed? Because that might actually be an improvement over where you let everyone do whatever they want and bigotry is allowed. But, you know, the trade-offs between freedom and having too many rules.
Say no.
It is our duty to protect our community. Report your disruptive neighbours immediately. Advance. Strong together.
5, 4, 3.
Which camera?
Has the audience gone to sleep? Remember the SFX buttons.
So we can't wait to taste Patrick's pie.
Oh, I don't know, I think I could wait.
Audience can decide what they think for themselves.
Fresh out the oven. Well, does look amazing. Gordon, how did our Patrick do?
Well, let's just say that pie's got more crust than my grandmother's arsehole.
Well, thank you for that. Well, come on, try it. Dig in. Okay. Whew.
Oh god.
Oh my god. Oh lord.
And a little glass of comfort for Robert, I think.
But now you better go and get ready for that next feature. Every night we play a game of Wheel of Truth with our celebrity guests. But I know what you're thinking. Megan, we've only got one celeb guest. Well-observed, viewers, well-observed. Well then, I better bring her out.
One for the state of the nation.
Surprise guest, what do you think?
And one for me.
Best-selling author, lawyer, and thinker. I mean, she's only the bloomin' team leader. It's Julia Thornbury.
The great Julia.
Thanks. Less is more, Alex.
Welcome, Julia. It's so good to see you.
Oh, Megan, you look incredible.
Stop it. I was just about to say the same thing. Now, don't get too comfortable. It's time to head over to Robin and Patrick as we play Wheel of Truth.
Try to trick me.
That's right, it's that part of the show where we pit our celebs against each other to see if we can break them.
That's right, Robin. They're gonna spin the wheel to pick a round, and it could be anything from box of flies to slap my face. They really have no idea what's in store.
So up first we have Jordan. Let's give it a spin.
Here we go.
Okay, let's see what you've landed on. Okay, it's fact or fib. Jordan, is it true that you've been known to order takeaway for a dinner party and pass it off as your own cooking?
It's one fucking time. One time.
Well, I think if that pie was anything to go by, you did them a favour.
Not so fast there, Julia. Fact or fib? We've heard you've got a very interesting way of saving time during the laundry.
Oh my God!
Go on, why don't you tell us about it?
You absolutely no, I don't. Okay, what so don't. Okay, what
Once, we fought and died for the right to an informed choice. We had journalists we could trust, so we made decisions for the common good. Then we took it for granted. And now we have bread and circuses. So eat your sandwiches and enjoy your clowns while you can.
They've gotten very comfortable with the whole pretend act. It almost seems genuine. Almost.
Come to my dressing room after the show. We'll sort you out.
Are you blushing, Patrick? Is all this talk of bras embarrassing you?
I mean, I'm not blushing.
Oh my god, they're still going with that. This is Patrick Bannon.
You, Julia, spin the bloody wheel.
Let's do it.
Oh, this is so dizzying. I hate this.
Guess that face. I'm going to show you a picture and you simply have to guess that face. Okay, you ready? Here we go. Julia. Oh, who's that?
Oh my God!
Is that her?
Yes. Look, it was a very difficult time fashion-wise.
That hairdo is fucking hilarious.
No, don't. I think it's sweet.
The mullet is as popular now as it's ever been.
Oh, well, don't get too ahead of yourself there. Jordan. Who?
Oh.
Is this? Does that look familiar at all?
Oh, wow! Well, I'm glad I was getting fashion advice from someone who managed to make 7 look like 85.
Wow.
Just what the doctor ordered.
I look like I'm haunting the fucking place.
Right. We've got to move on. Jordan, let's have another spin.
Okay, here we go.
It's my go, Patrick.
Go on, sorry, I'm so keen. Let's go so much.
Well, you're in for a treat.
Yeah.
It's fact or fish. Okay, if you look under your podiums, you will find a lovely fish smoothie.
We know this is all kind of bullcrap because we saw what it was like before, but then if kids were born watching this crap since day one, since age 0, they just think this is the normal expected behavior.
Which of your esteemed hosts is the more talented one? Oh, what a cop out.
Ugh.
How is it?
fucking
Oh, we made it extra fishy.
I need my fucking mouth. Do you know how much these taste buds are worth?
Well, we've got time for one more quick spin, so go, Julia, go!
I forgot about the effects entirely.
Julia, take a look in that box under your desk there.
What?
I think Lord Cheeks is trying to get in on the game. Bless him.
Julia, what have you got in that box? It's not cheese.
What was that?
Is it?
Another one, Mr. Bozeman. Don't mind if I do, Mr. Bozeman.
Ling balls?
Call yourself Mr. Bozeman.
Wow, give it a go for us.
But I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing.
Come on, do it.
I want to do it.
Whoa!
She's doing it. She's fucking doing it.
What the hell? Okay, I'm impressed. I am impressed.
Impressive, I have to say, unexpected.
I'll even give you claps.
Gosh, that was our game of Wheel of Truth, and my God, wasn't that fun?
Okay.
That hit the spot.
But now it's time to head over to Megan in Crafty Corner.
That's right, you've joined me in Crafty Corner, where today I'm going to be ably assisted by Julia. Come on over here.
Again?
Goodness me, I don't know how you're keeping your dinner down. I can still smell that fish.
Well, to be honest, I've had worse. I used to eat at Peter Clement's house.
Oh, well, I hope you've got your artsy hat on, because today we're going to be making something very close to my heart. It's our little studio. Look at that. Isn't it adorable? All of us there on the sofa.
Wow. Oh, it's gorgeous. Oh, is that all you in there?
Yeah, it is. If we can just get a little zoom in, there we are. Oh, I don't know about you, Julia, but I always leave my holiday shopping to the last minute.
Oh, every year. I do it every year.
Well, luckily these make amazing gifts. Shall we get cracking?
Oh, well, not much left in the bottom. It's not too...
Bozeman, pass them
Julia,
over.
that's it. Grab those scissors. I just want you to get rid of this front panel here.
Perfect. Will do.
Are you big celebrators in your house, Julia?
Oh, yes. No, in my house, we show our love through food, like big dinners, loads of drink.
Absolutely right. That's the best bit about any holiday. It's all that food.
This bit as well.
Absolutely right. Cutting along the line there. Do be careful with the scissors at home.
She's doing more work than the anchors are.
A child.
She's in every segment.
There we go. Fabulous. Okay, so it's going to look a little something like this, and I've got one here I made earlier. We painted it with a bit of poster paint, white to match our lovely curtains here in the studio, but you can obviously...
Why the hell do we want to make the studio?
Like a nice shiny gold number.
Well, exactly right. So we're going to make bits of our set now to put in the studio, perhaps a little desk. So I'm just going to grab this piece of card. I've just got it from a little cereal box packet. I think you... I'll give you this one, Julia, shall I?
Thank you
There
so
you
much.
go. And all you need to do is cut along the lines there. Fabulous. So what's the best part of any Leaders' Day dinner, do you reckon?
I don't even have to think about it. Really? I love the 3 potato pie.
Potato pie, I don't know that one.
You know, with the chips covered in the mash or wrapped up in a jacket potato. Wrapped up in a jacket potato. Is that just me that does that?
I don't know, but that sounds starchy. Well done, Julia. So now she's folding over a little bit there.
We're watching her do
What's it going
arts
to
and
look
crafts
like
on
at the
national
end
television.
Is this little rectangular shape there. And we're going to pop it in the middle. Bit of sticky tape on the back there so it sticks down. Now we need a sofa. That's what we need next. We're going to make that out of a lovely paper cup. Have fun down there, knocking it all over.
That part was probably improv.
Along the line here, down the middle. Exactly right. Then when you've done that, around the bottom and again around the top. Well
They better
done,
not mess this part
well
up. Like, the cut stuff is permanently
It's
cut.
going to look a little something like
One
this.
take only.
And look what I've done there. I've stuck some felt down. Nice and comfortable sofas.
Oh, that looks pretty good, actually.
Not tiny Megan having an uncomfortable sofa, can we?
Absolutely not.
She'll be on the phone to her tiny agent and getting someone tiny fired.
There's only one thing missing, isn't there, Julia? What is that?
Jeremy!
Caliber of guests.
Nearly, it's people. So all we've done to make our little people is we've stuck a cocktail stick into a bottle cap. We just need a face for that now. I've got a good one here. I know it well. It's me. I'm going to stick it down there. A little bit of sticky tape. Oh, my felt's going everywhere. There we go. Oh, I'm a bit lonely. Let's take Robin and Patrick over. Sitting down on the couch over there.
There you go. And well, I'll make myself just comfortable. Just there. Yeah, there we go.
And these, of course, are all made and cut out of our favourite newspapers or magazines. So you can have any guests you like. Julia, is there anyone else you'd like in a studio?
Oh, yes. Well, I'm going to be playing Wheel of Truth with Ronnie from Heatrash.
Nice.
Yes, put that way. Yes,
Which one was
he's going
Ronnie?
to be teaching me
Was that the one with the weird hair?
And I'll be teaching him foreign policy.
And of course, you can decorate them however you want. Perhaps you're a bit, I don't know, nostalgic for the old look of our studio. We've got the blue studio down there. Or even a bit of retro red. I've got Sheila Quickstep being interviewed there by...
Ooh.
Sorry, that's not supposed to be there.
Oh, Mama, that's please. Oh, bloody hell, is this still on?
It's time for a break. When we come back, I'll be on the couch of chat talking to some of you.
Oh, she's gonna get. Look at her face. She can't even laugh anymore.
We'll be back after these messages.
Why do we bother, Alex? What's the point? It's not like this is even close to journalism
I'm
anymore.
so pleased to announce that the
did I let it
audiobook
get
of the
this far?
first volume of my autobiography, Advancements
Oh my
by
god, we get to see
Salisbury,
Julia on two
is now
screens.
available for all. These stories from my formative years and the uneven past are lovingly narrated
Was
by
Peter
National
Clement
treasure Lawrence
the
Blunt.
piece we were missing? If he was still here, maybe everything would still be manageable.
Not all schools had uniforms back then, so I wondered what would best show off my emerging womanly curves.
Oh.
After much pacing, and I
Yeah.
confess,
Okay, I shouldn't be happy about this. But I am.
I settled on the zip-back, boxy-pleated skater skirt in dark blue with white sweetheart blouse and the necklace Harry had given me when we'd met in the woods and I'd allowed him to frolic in my glade.
Oh my god.
It's an honest account of my childhood.
Oh my
because
god.
in the new future, there's no need for secrets.
There was just so much injustice in the world, I realized, as Portia Hamilton Mann lured my best friend into the convertible her daddy had bought her for Easter.
Oh god.
How had I failed to predict the perils of being the poorest postgrad at Poshborough?
Over the course of
She's
3
still
compact
here.
discs or just 22 cassette tapes, you can experience a childhood under the old regime. And, like me,
How does she have so much
understand
time?
why we can never go back.
Oh, the horror. 15 minutes before the most important speech of my career, and I had stained my high-cut lady trousers. Waves of nervous nausea seized me, like Harry did on that night when I let him
Oh my
touch me in the
god.
foot. I thought I may cry, but fate intervened in the form of a dashing, young, up-and-coming television presenter named Peter Clement.
Early years, how do they meet?
In 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to the Nightly Show, where it's time for the Prime Minister to face the toughest critics in the territories. You lot out there.
Call us on the usual numbers with your questions for the Prime Minister.
First up, we have Humphrey from Hamble Bamblebury.
Lovely place. I'm hoping to retire there.
Oh, good choice.
Are you there, Humphrey? Are you there, Humphrey? Hello, Humphrey.
Live phone call?
We appear to have lost Humphrey.
Here we go,
We'll
here we
try and
go.
get him back, but
Something's gonna
let's
happen.
go to another call in the meantime. Who've we got next, Patrick?
Next up, we've got Mandy from Arstminster. Oh, I don't think I'll be retiring there.
Hi, Mandy. You're through to the Prime Minister. What's your question?
Hello?
Communications are being disrupted.
Mandy? Mandy? What's going on, Jenny?
Oh, we try not to talk to the Queen.
Jenny?
The lines are down.
Oh, well, call down to maintenance and get...
We can't. All the lines are down.
Well, apologies to our viewers at home. We seem to have a few technical gremlins making mischief behind the scenes.
Play another ad.
So while we're getting back up and running, Patrick has a couple of questions that were sent in by our viewers earlier this week.
Are you? Oh, yes. yes, no, of course I do. Well, our First question is from Trisha, who lives on Camera Avenue.
Is that next to Bannon Avenue?
She really wants to know. Lock the door! Lock the fucking door!
Don't do the Susio! Seal the doors! You're Jenny, aren't you? Come here.
Oh!
Don't be afraid, Jenny. We're not here to hurt you. We're not here to hurt anyone if we don't have to. All I want you to do is to keep the show on the air. Do you understand? Just do your job and everything will be all right, okay? Just do your job and everything will be all right, okay?
Don't be afraid, Jenny. Don't be afraid, Jenny.
You two, on your knees over there. Move! On your knees over there. Move! So, this is the famous couch of chat, eh?
I don't answer questions at gunpoint, Mr. James.
Oh. You're not at gunpoint, Prime Minister. You're not at gunpoint. They are.
Oh, please don't kill me.
But she doesn't care about them.
Nevertheless, if you think I'm going to answer to you, then I'm afraid
you don't have to answer to me, Julia. Are the doors locked and sealed?
Yes, sir. No one's getting around.
Sealed. Good. Good. All clear.
Good. Thank you. Yes, good. Thank you. Yes, good.
Oh!
Jeremy?
I don't even know if I should press this. I don't think so.
Hello, you.
Oh. Oh.
Why didn't you make contact?
We've only put you in their crosshairs, I'm sorry.
You're a rotten, selfish bastard.
Yes. Keep the show going for me.
Of course.
Let them go, Alan. There'll be no killing tonight.
Hello. Sorry, I don't think we've met. I'm Patrick Bannon.
So you're telling yourself, is it? Sorry for barging in. Hate what you've done with the place.
Me too. Would you like your spot?
It's yours now. You wear it well.
Oh.
So, let's talk, shall we? Security are on their way, Mr. Donaldson.
She was happy,
I know
though.
you know that. Well, we best make use of the time we have then, eh?
Well, I'll leave you to it then.
No. I think you should stay too.
For safety.
For balance. Good evening. I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Let's welcome back the National Nightly News. Tonight I'm joined by probably the two most influential people in the country, if not the continent. So let's see if we can't kick over a few rocks and see what's lurking underneath. Prime Minister, if I could turn to you first.
I have nothing to hide.
Except that which is already hidden. Prime Minister, what is norethindrone?
I beg your pardon?
Norethindrone. It's used in birth control, among other things. If you haven't heard of that, perhaps you could enlighten us in regards to Agrobacterium tumefaciens.
I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about, Mr. Donaldson.
Well, that suggests a lack of attention to detail, Prime Minister. It's a bacterium used in the genetic modification of an organism. And I found traces of both these substances in every single one of the menu centre food boxes that I've had analysed from across the territories. If
infertility.
What exactly are you suggesting?
I'm not suggesting anything, Prime Minister. I'm just pointing out the facts.
In addition to the nuclear radiation.
Is that why Kate and I can't have...
So you blamed it on the radioactive clouds from your bombs?
Oh, not even in addition.
Before Stacey. We tried so many times.
Prime Minister, is there something wrong with the food?
Fine. You want the truth? You think it'll help your viewers sleep at night? Well, here it is. 6 years ago, when we came to power, we had access to the real facts and figures. And they told us we were doomed.
The population was expanding at an unsustainable rate. Within 50 years, we would be out of natural resources. We would war over fuel, and then inevitably food and clean water. It was no exaggeration to say that we were facing extinction. It was supposed to be opt-out contraception, an end to unwanted children, a chance to rebalance, but something went wrong in the testing phase. Nature took over. I never wanted this.
Megan's upset.
So you covered it up and blame the sterility on the bombs.
Oh, please don't lecture me on morality, Mr. James. Your hands are far too dirty for that.
Disrupt only did what had to be done.
I'm not censoring anything.
You'll just take us to an even more extreme version of where we were before. Your miserable policies will kill us all.
I'm not the one who built the transition centres.
No, you're from a time where people didn't even have the basic right to choose how and when to die.
You turned children against their parents.
We enabled young people to speak up about the abuse that they were facing. And guess what? Most of that abuse came from within their own families.
Identity cards!
Grow up!
You sterilised us against our will.
I built a sustainable future.
That's too much. That's not for you to choose.
How is it sustainable if we're infertile?
Well, if not me, then who? Who would choose it for themselves?
And isn't that at the heart of all this? You don't trust us to choose. You think you know best, you know what's good for us, and if we disagree with you, then you'll send us to betterment. That's why there's no news anymore, because there's no choice, so there's no point.
There should be elections.
Elections have been suspended.
Time to unsuspend them then. If you want to carry on, you'll need a mandate. We have people ready to stand against you in every territory.
So, let's turn to you, Mr. James.
Yes. I want to assure the public that though Disrupt are occasionally forced to violent means, we are not by nature a violent organisation.
Jenny?
Yes, Jeremy?
Could you have this queued up for us, please?
Yes, Jeremy. It'd be a pleasure.
Is that from Disrupt leadership?
In a way.
He's not on Disrupt's side.
Before you launch into your rather premature election campaign, I think it'd be useful for the viewers at home if you were to also answer a question or two.
Of course. When we come to power, one of the first things we'll do is restore a free press. The truth is very important. No more hidden secrets.
If you say so. From whom do you take your orders, by the way?
I beg your pardon?
Well, you're Disrupt's spokesman, but for whom do you speak?
You know I can't tell you. It's too dangerous for me to say.
Don't worry. I don't share those concerns. You see, I've met with them almost 5 years ago now, back when I was a news anchor. And I also met with them a week ago to discuss tonight's activity. I think they wanted to check that I'd stick to the script, which really
Did she just smile?
They know me. So this time, I wore a hidden camera. Would you like to see a little of what we discussed?
No, you can't. She'll have
happy.
them arrested. They'll be dead by morning.
Not an unfair assessment.
Fortunately, it's not up to me. It's up to Alex in the broadcast room. What screen, Jenny?
Screen 4.
No, you can't. My people will stop you. Cut the power to your machines.
Well, I would imagine mine will be doing their level best to ensure that Mr. Donaldson's footage gets the airing it deserves. After all, my security forces will be here soon, and I imagine this will end very badly for all of you.
Queued up and ready.
Thank you, Jenny. Alex, showing this will have consequences. For someone not showing it, it's up to you.
You
Alex,
got this for us.
You got us this far. Please don't fall at the last hurdle.
Oh, damn. Glad I'm not making this choice.
All our good work, all the years of disrupting, you could make it all for nothing. Please, don't.
We have to.
And you're absolutely certain in your research?
It's unpalatable but true. Advance are covertly sterilising the population.
Why don't you just release this through your normal channels?
Mr. James is surprisingly efficient rabble-rouser. The peasants respond to his more earthly qualities. But you, Mr. Donaldson, are a face they trust.
We did not risk our operatives' lives to rescue you out of altruism.
And afterwards? Once all this is out in the open?
We anticipate considerable unrest, possibly riots.
Followed, of course, in the restoration of democratic elections Under our control, of course.
Nature abhors a vacuum. You, Mr. Donaldson, will create that vacuum, and we should be there to fill it.
That will take considerable resources. From what I understand, Advance took your wealth.
The visible billions, yes.
Some markets still prosper.
The rich.
There will always be addicts.
And those with carnal desires for livestock of all ages. A lucrative business indeed.
And then there are the foreign powers, outside the territories. Those who fear to follow the fate of my glorious Erkistan. For them, no price is too high.
Folks like
Unsurprising.
us are well-resourced. You need have no concern about that. We have the required funds to fight, to win.
And once the fight is done, to make sure this aberrance is never seen again. A return to the natural order of things. The wheat rises to the top and the chaff is burned away. No more living side by side with ill-educated savages. Let the plebs pile up in the ghettos.
Yeah.
Strict order, an end to ungodly acts. Everyone back in their place.
Including
Oh, this is kind of
James.
pro-advance-ish.
It amazes me how he cannot hear the Damoclean sword as it dangles above his head.
No, he was an ignorant bull. He sees only the red cape in front of him, never the hidden blade.
And so it is with the low orders. They are lost in this new world.
They will gladly walk back to Old One, and they will be ours again, as it should be.
Can we find a third solution?
You set me up.
No, Alan, you did that to yourself.
Now do you understand what you're doing?
Do you understand why we have to?
Pathetic. Neither of you recognises your own reflection.
How long, Jenny?
Not long, I imagine. For any of you.
Security are outside. They've been here for 5 minutes, but they're not doing anything. Turns out there's a lot of them who wanted children.
Oh.
We're already a few minutes over, Megan, but with ratings like this, Bozeman's no fool.
Do you want to take us out?
It should be you.
It should be both of us.
Oh.
You start.
Before we go tonight,
one final thought.
There's so much to digest here. What's happened tonight in this political circus.
The tent is collapsing and the ringmasters have lost their glitter.
There will be elections. Soon, I'd imagine. You'll be able to choose.
These two will run. A choice between a shit sandwich and a cold currency. A circus of horrors.
Two extremes, both offering their own form of misery.
You can choose advance and be equal.
In cages, like performing lions.
Or disrupt and be free.
To struggle and starve.
Or you can do something different. You can run. You can stand. You can stop promoting the way things are and change it.
You're good people, and you are sensible people. You know the difference between right and wrong.
So stop whinging and do something. Take responsibility, because if you don't, it'll all be left to these clowns.
And that's the worst circus of all.
My name's Jeremy Dawson.
And I'm Megan Wolf.
Have a transformative night.
And then make tomorrow better.
And we're out.
You're done. This program is
God.
Julia, not them. We're done. They got us both.
Your security team say they'll escort you when you're ready.
Completely forgot about
Taxi,
ads.
Alan.
Where would I go?
Wherever you want.
Am I under arrest?
I think you know you've made that impossible, Mr. Donaldson.
My bosses won't be pleased with you.
Child sex traffickers and wannabe dictators are the natural enemies of the reporter.
We should go and see Bozeman.
I was so...
We'll do it together.
Yes.
Oh!
And then we'll burn this set.
So hype. Oh my god! Oh, hey, I want a final score for my last day, but I guess it doesn't really matter anymore, does it? It's just the... It's the slave. The newsroom slave in me who wants a score. Oh, Lawrence Blunderclatch remains beloved in the nation and hated in the industry. What an asshole. Jesus! Still seeking funding to get to the moon. He also needs scientists and engineers. Lil C's new album, Be On My H, has flopped. Her father seems indifferent to the result. Craglar is unhappy. Sophia Remington has remained in her underwater HQ for years. Her top science guys are working out how to give her gills. And good luck with that. 15 years after the death of the scientists, the technology for the laser wall was recovered by Warface Inc. They used it to protect their CEO's parking space. Wow. The one-of-a-kind eye in a bottle accident turned out to be less unique than might be considered ideal. After a series of lawsuits and Category 9 poisoning incident, the business was closed, I think? I think that was as middle of the road of an ending as you could get. Obviously, I haven't seen the other endings, but it feels like... I thought playing the tape was gonna be more pro-advanced. And I think Julia was banking on that too, but then no, both of them were exposed. And I didn't censor anything. Although the last one, it might not have mattered that I censored anything. Yeah, I mean, we weren't gonna be able to see far into the future to see what the ideal world looks like, because not even that exists in our reality, right? So we get... playing this game is sort of like getting a very radicalized version of what might be happening in reality. Despite a series of poor script choices, Helena Canterbury Boatshoe remains one of the most sought-after actors in the world. She has 8 cats and a slightly scratched husband. I thought she was dead, because Lawrence Blunderclatch brought in an urn on the red carpet, right? Is she alive? Oh, wow. Yo, that Megan and Jeremy at the end, that was so hype. I cannot believe. Pleasure Corp's upward trajectory seems unstoppable. There has only been one luxury cruise disaster, and even then, almost half the passengers survived. Oh, it's amazing how little we've seen of the people. We've just seen little clips, never really even directly interacted, but seeing Jenny and Jeremy and Megan together. Oh, when Jenny saw Jeremy. Crazy Neil was recently spotted eating food out of a bin. He is a broken man with many outstanding alimony bills. I'm sorry, Crazy Neil. I should have been playing your ads more. I watched them, if it makes you feel better, but I didn't play them. Oh, I made you go out of business. Oh, they have dubs in so many languages too, huh? I can't even imagine. Russian, Chinese, oh my goodness. Wow. I want Jeremy Donaldson for president. That's the conclusion I've come to here, and I'm sure that's the overall message of this game. We want Jeremy, and we want him now. The very last bit at the end with Jeremy and Megan, I mean, they were kind of like talking to us directly, right? Basically saying, hey, go vote. We should get to vote, and if you have that right, exercise it. Bumley is falling into further ruin. The mayor is currently battling a difficult bout of worms. Where is that? I don't know what that place is. Oh.
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Donaldson.
And I'm Megan Wolfe. Our main stories tonight.
The votes are in, and it's a decisive win for Accord.
Ooh.
The new centralist party snatched victory from under the noses of the mainstream parties.
Incoming Prime Minister Fatima Chowdhury called Accord's win proof that the major parties had lost the trust of the nation and signalled the end of extremist politics.
Neither Advance nor Disrupt, who failed to garner even 10% of the vote between them, have released a statement.
Later, we'll be looking in detail at the election results across the nation before Jeremy brings us a report on the recent unrest in Valdez.
That's all coming up on tonight's National Nightly News.
Oh my god. You have unlocked and reached an Accord, one of 14 epilogues. Wow. It's, yeah, I think Jeremy makes a good point that, you know, even if you're choosing between a shit sandwich and whatever the other thing was, if you're choosing between a pot and a kettle, at least you get to choose, right? I guess in real life it's kind of like that too. Like you might choose, I mean the people of a country might choose one party and then they end up doing really shittily, or you just get really sick of their policies, how they run things for however long, and then you choose the other side and then it just flips back and forth. But you know, you get a right to choose. That's the main thing here, huh?
Good evening. I'm Megan.
Yes, the telethon I think is a special episode. But hold on, can we see... I mean, there was a lot in the finale here, right? Oh man.
What have you got me?
Nothing, Colin.
No, come on, seriously. Not even a cake.
I'm sorry, no.
For your birthday?
No worries.
How old are you then, Cole?
Okay, here we go. Big smile.
I've actually gained a year. I celebrated 44 last year, but it's actually this year. It's brilliant.
You're 44.
I'm going in 5.
I don't get how that works.
4, 3.
Yeah, so this wasn't even the news show. It was it's a random, like, I don't know, lifestyle show.
This is Patrick.
Celebrity chef Jordan Wheel of Truth on the Nightly Show.
And titles, 30 seconds. Can we get Chef Rankley, please?
Look at them. The smiles immediately dissipate. Off the set.
Great. So, this is Patrick, and you'll be set up over there.
Who's this prick, eh?
Oh, Colin.
Say it, please. I'd love you to say it.
Fuck off.
Thank you so much.
Nervous. You look nervous.
Oh, no. Well, I mean, yes, maybe a little, yes.
Don't be.
They're all just professionals, but they don't have that same bond that Jeremy, Megan, and Jenny had, you know?
In a minute, our very own Patrick Bannon will be put through his paces by Chef Jordan Rankley. But first...
First up, we... with the
Oh, I guess the set is like really close by, like all the different portions, because we can hear her even in the cooking side. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure the turtle was dead. It was in the title card. Barbara!
on them, or some very similar animals at the same time tomorrow. Now then, I hope you're hungry.
Yeah,
If not,
it's the
you're
same
about to be.
audio, but
Patrick
oh
Bannon is
god!
with Chef Jordan Rankley,
No,
and they're going to be
Babs!
showing us how to knock up a delicious apple pie. It's time to go.
Oh, god! So, okay, I think audio-wise it's gonna be the same thing then. They're just taking down the set. Why? Are we downsizing? Do we not have different sections of the studio? Oh my goodness. Yeah, now they're preparing for the next segment. And maybe that's sort of an indication of how much of friends they really are too. Or how oppressive the atmosphere in the studio is. Because if it's more casual and relaxed, then you would be okay with talking a little bit, chatting. But here they're all very like no nonsense. Yeah, there's no like shit talking because we've evolved. It's day 2602, okay? Like if you haven't fallen in line by now, you'd be dead already.
That's not far from here.
Oh.
So many of them.
After this.
That's the break. 1 minute back. Let's lose all of this.
What happens to these then?
Oh, we just chuck them mostly. We've got so many of them.
Aw, the art.
How are you both getting home tonight?
I usually walk. My flat's not far from here.
Yeah, I'm on the bus.
Not tonight. I'll get cars arranged for you both. Find me when you're done and I'll take you out through the loading bay.
They know it's dangerous today. It's a CCO.
It's playing havoc with...
Pollution, Colin.
Well, can you ask them to keep it down a bit?
Jenny, where's Glyn? Can we get him out here? I'm not sure about this grandma one.
Oh, he's writing with our other guest at the moment.
But I just wouldn't say grandma.
Grandmother?
Yes, grandmother's arsehole. That's much better.
Oh, he...
Okay,
they write the insults down every time.
Apparently there's been some sort of disturbance near the studio. Now, I'm sure it's nothing to worry about, but I wanted to let you know that I've asked for extra security and they're already on their way.
Thanks, Sarah. Okay, 10 seconds, so positions and pose.
Okay, this time you've said it.
Laughing, and we're going in 5, 4, 3.
Oh my god, I can't believe how fake this is. Goodness! They're so used to it though. Even Patrick lady has convinced herself that she's Patrick. Could you imagine being Jeremy and watching all this from like some bunker? How his beloved TV show, his beloved channel has fallen. Oh, everyone had a reaction here when they were talking about Rat.
Wow.
I'm not sure why. they talking about maybe like, because rat means, like someone who's ratting out the advance, that kind of rat? Yeah, this is, I don't think there's anything happening here. There's nothing behind the scenes today. It's the ending episode! Oh.
Thanks.
Oh. Yeah, right. This one, no. They showed Jeremy here.
I'm afraid, Megan, it's time for a break. When we come back, I'll be on the couch of chat talking to some of you. And I
She just took her role. She's...
We'll be back.
Oh, that's a huge pencil.
And we're out.
Thanks.
What happened?
I don't know. I guess I just blanked.
Oh, at least one of us is in control.
You did remember. You're coming with me.
Oh, she's not that mad. I thought she was like super mad, but she covered for her.
Should we be worried? We've got the Prime Minister here.
It's good that she's here. She's the reason for the extra security.
Are we going to need it?
Possibly. They're back.
It's not very reassuring.
I know. Good thing I'm not your mum, right?
What happened to Andy? Andy the CCO. We got a new one sometime down the line. Democracy restored.
Both at the same time, Colin?
I'm quadruple jointed.
That is not a thing.
Oh yeah, contortionism runs in my family. The Sprongs are huge in circuses and casino heights.
Well, there would be.
And brothels, obviously.
Oh, great.
Ooh.
Everybody...
On and all that. Tits and teeth. Oh, God. Sorry, Prime Minister.
Thank you, Jenny. Tits and teeth, armed and ready.
Best in the business, she is.
Soko.
In 5, 4, 3.
She's more a than like an actual prime minister. Oh god, the whole time we thought it was like nuclear bombing that caused the infertility, but oh, I actually didn't realize that Meghan had a wife. Meghan's wife, Kate, and they were apparently trying for children. I wonder how that would work back in the 1980s. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that meant like some what do you call that? Some kind of surrogacy? Okay, we've seen this. Okay. Yeah, I don't think there's too much at the end of this. I might want to go back. Like, obviously, it's going to be a little bit too much for me to really look into any of the other endings. But I think I can go back to maybe this scene and then choose not to play the tape and see how that'll turn out. That might be a different ending.
To choose. Well, if not me, then who? Who would choose?
Does it just end here?
Really?
Okay, we get to see it directly right here. Okay.
They'll be locked out by now.
We risked our lives to be here tonight. I just brought down the fucking Prime Minister. All I had to do was press a fucking button.
But that's what you've never understood, is it, Mr. Donaldson? Just because the button's there doesn't mean it has to be pushed.
Jeremy clearly personally feels like I should have showed the tape if I hadn't shown it. But he gave me the choice. Having that choice is the basis behind society.
Because the gun is there, you don't necessarily have to grab it.
Oh, but you have to push the button. You have to pull the thread. It's your fatal flaw.
No, it's not. It's what makes him great.
Not every story should be told, Jeremy.
We have a duty to the truth.
But there are so many truths. I'm a terrorist. I'm a freedom fighter. I'm a raving lunatic.
I'm the woman who killed millions. I'm the woman who saved billions.
All of these things are true. But this program and all the others like it, they pick which truth to tell. Which way to word those truths?
Without the tacit backing of this station, Mr. James's organisation would never have achieved what we have seen here today.
Okay, now they're just directly talking to the player.
Back. Neither Mr. James nor his organisation.
Peter hated how you'd bend the truth or show us only what you wanted us to see. That's part of the reason he drank.
Showing those private conversations, it would have been a betrayal of trust.
Aren't you even a little curious to know what they had to say about you, Alan?
What's private is private. When they want me to know, I'll know. When they feel safe to come forwards, they will. It should be up to them. That's what freedom is supposed to mean. It's your life. You choose. That's what Disrupt want. Freedom. But not freedom from consequences. Nobody grows that way. We become sterile, like she made the rest of society. You should be in prison.
Oh, and by that token, so should you, Mr. James. There will be elections in the territories. Election night will be 12 weeks from tonight. I believe, when they think on it, that the people will realise what they have gained and understand why they have lost that which they have had to lose.
You're deluded. You accidentally sterilised 4 out of 5 people. You'll be lucky if you're in charge of anything ever again.
Okay, well, I think we're going round in circles here. And if we don't wrap up soon, our boss will fire us all. So, with the promise of elections in the spring, it seems we're nowhere near the end of this nation's story. At least from here on, there is hope it will be conducted with words instead of bullets. There will be recriminations, of course, and calls for revenge and punishment. But we do not need more hate. We need truth and reconciliations. And hopefully that's what we will get. And then when we've listened, we will decide. All of us. 1 vote each. Anything to add, Naomi?
I think you've got it covered.
Would you like to take us out?
You know, I really would.
I'd like that too. I'm Megan Wolf.
And I'm Jeremy Johnson. And from everyone here at the National Nightly News, have a... Let's make tomorrow better.
He's disappointed.
And we're out. I'll be on the phone to Bozeman in the morning.
I guess it's, she succeeded a little bit by giving us, oh, the great Julia Salisbury, let us have elections finally. But it's not the same kind of tone as the previous one where, okay, Disrupt sucks, okay, Advance sucks. Now we decide we want elections. This one is more like the Overlord Advance has granted us the wonderful privilege of having elections. Julia is upset that we didn't play the tape. Because she thinks it would make her look better, but because she didn't know that it actually would make her look just as bad. Yeah, it's a little bit different in tone. Even the ending here, it's not Megan and Jeremy together. It's just one-sided Megan and then Jeremy tacking on a little bit at the end, being kind of a little bit sad about the tape not being played.
Well, that'll be interesting. His daughter just gave birth to an unviable.
Are you coming out with
Who?
us?
Bozeman.
I'll be on the phone to Bozeman in the morning.
Well, that'll be interesting. His daughter just gave birth to an unviable.
Are you coming out with us? Apparently, we're free to go.
You go.
Will you be joining us on the campaign trail?
I wouldn't vote for your party, Mr. James. Or hers. Who knows, maybe I'll run as an independent.
You wouldn't last 5 minutes. You're too honest for politics.
Thank you for letting me ruin your awful show.
Oh, I've got some hope that this new format won't be around long, especially when Bozeman sees the ratings tonight. Who knows, we might even do some real news.
I think the ratings should be really high. Aww.
But don't make this a habit, okay? There's a list for guests you book in. Let's do that next time, thank you.
See, Megan is still running the show here.
You look like you enjoyed that.
I had missed it. I hadn't realised how much.
Should we go and get something to eat?
Yes. I want to hear about every disastrous date you've had in the last 5 years. I want names, expectations, crimes.
That's going to take more than one dinner.
Fine. I have nothing to do, and you have a well-paid job.
It's not entirely pessimistic, but I feel like the previous one was a little bit more hopeful. But we didn't get to see the behind the scenes of the previous one because they probably had to make some cuts here to account for all the different endings available. I don't think there is anything new in this one, but let's check.
Certain in your research.
Browser. The peasants respond.
Yeah, they're just watching. Okay, too bad we don't get to see the epilogue after the, if we didn't choose. Oh yeah, this is the ending that we saw.
and we're out.
You're done. This program, this channel... all
No,
of
Julia,
you-
not them. We're done. They got us both.
Your security team say they'll escort you when you're ready. We can call you a taxi, Alan.
Where would I go?
Wherever you want.
Am I under arrest?
I think you know you've made that impossible, Mr. Donaldson.
My bosses won't be pleased with you. Wannabe dictator.
And that's the end of that. Okay. Yeah, okay, I'll play the last level again really quickly and see if we get a new epilogue from not playing the tape.
And although this is our last broadcast here on One, we'd like to thank Disrupt's leadership for this chance to say a fond farewell to you, our loyal viewers. Disrupt TV will broadcast its first programming tomorrow with a documentary called Benefit Scroungers and the Undeserving Poor, followed by The Kyle Springle Show, where a lie detector reveals a man who married his sister's brother's niece's uncle before closing out the night with One Nation News Max, where Chet Blaze will be asking, how many guns is enough? Well, all that remains to say is thank you. From all of us here at the National Nightly News and Channel 1. It's been an honour to inform and entertain you over the last 40 years.
40
Thank you for letting
years.
us into your homes one last time. I'm Megan Wolf. Good night and good luck.
So if we don't play the tape, then nobody knows that there are bad sides to Disrupt. Okay. Under new management. Okay, so we basically just swing from Advanced to Disrupt. In this playthrough, we didn't really get a chance to see what Disrupt can do though. Like, what would things look like if Disrupt were in charge? Because they were never in charge, and we were always trying to, I mean, Disrupt was always trying to fight back to just take a little bit from Advanced, so that makes sense because people just really want change, anything but Advanced, because Advanced is so bad right now. But if we had leaned into Disrupt a little bit earlier, I'm guessing we would have seen that they're equally bad in other ways too, so it's two sides of the same shit sandwich. Yeah, so I feel like this is the more neutral ending, although not necessarily realistic. Even this centrist party here, probably it's gonna end up being crap and then everyone's gonna be angry again and it'll be the cycle of how these things work. Okay, well, before we end off here, I think we will... Yeah, we'll end off this video here, but next time we're gonna come back to play the telethon and then really end off. I believe this isn't related to the main storyline. It's like a prequel sort of thing where it talks about what happened before the main story. So we'll be back one last time.
But now you start to see, yes? The people never happy. It's never enough.
I cannot believe you.